guys, welcome back to another video. I don't even know what this video is going to be yet at the time that I'm filming this intro, but I just got something really exciting in the mail and I wanted to open it with you guys. So we're just starting the video here. I'm sure it's just going to be another like few days in the life, maybe doing some bookish stuff, a reading vlog, stuff like that, but I got something really exciting in the mail. So last month I won my first ever Goodreads giveaway, and I enter these things religiously, you guys. Like, every night in bed I have a routine. Literally every night before bed I have a routine of going to the Goodreads giveaways page and like entering all of the ones. Like, I probably enter like 20 a day, and I've been doing this for probably over a year now, and I just won my first book. And the funny thing about this is that y'all will see in a second, but basically let me show y'all, actually let me cover up my address first. But I just got this in the mail. As you can see, it's probably a very big package, but very thin because this is not a normal book. So y'all will see in a second, but it's from Marble Press LLC. I'm guessing that's the name of the like publishing company, Marble Press. So yeah, we're gonna open this. I've been waiting for this. I did not know that Goodreads books took so long to come in. It says that they can take anywhere between like 4 and 10 weeks. And I think mine's been almost 5 weeks. Like, it's been over a month for sure. Oh my God, this packaging is hard to open. This is the cutest thing ever, you guys. Okay, so this is not a normal book. Like, it's not a romance, fantasy, thriller, anything like that. It's not adult. It's actually a children's book. I entered this thinking there's no way I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna enter it just in case, because listen, I'm 25 years old, okay? I may be having kids in the next, sorry if you hear the loud car. I'm 25, I may be having kids in the next few years, and obviously I love reading. Like, I have my full bookshelf right here. I love reading, it is my life, and I want to one day introduce my kids to reading very young, and hopefully they will follow in my footsteps. So I entered this thinking, you know, like, oh, this is a little baby book, like maybe I can start collecting baby books, and I ended up winning. I think like 4,000 people entered this giveaway and only 5 people got a copy. And I somehow got one. It's called These Little Feet, and it's just a little children's book. It is so cute though. So it's by Haley Rosthorn and Brianny Stort. Yeah, and it's from Marble Press, but I think this is the cutest thing ever. Let's open it. Oh my God. Okay, well, first of all, the front pages of this are so cute. Like, first of all, just the purple, but then you can write your baby's name in there. But this paper was in there. I was looking in the package and I was like, oh, I thought they would send a note or something. But yeah, this is just like a shipping. This is so cute. I'm definitely saving this. But it says, congratulations on winning our Goodreads giveaway of These Little Feet. Hopefully you enjoy the read. Feel free to contact me at, and then it's just like a person's email. That's so cute. Aww. So yeah, not probably very exciting to y'all, but enter those giveaways because you can win. Even though this is a children's book, I told my boyfriend I think that I want to like write a little note inside, like right now, to my future kids, and I'll put a date on it saying like, I can't, not to be like cheesy, you guys, but I mean, like, I can't wait to meet y'all one day, something like that, you know? And like, the fact that this is the very first book in my future child's library, oh my God, this is just like the cutest thing ever. So happy about this. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put this. I don't think I'm putting it on my bookshelf, obviously. Maybe I can put it like down here under my TV. But this is just the cutest thing ever. And hopefully I have a kid one day that I can read this to, and I'll remember this moment of winning this giveaway and opening this. Besides that though, going back to like not real books, this is a real book, it's just a children's book, but like going back to what I'm actually reading right now, I'm reading 4 Aunties and a Wedding. This is a big deal, you guys. This is a really big deal because if you've followed me for a while, you know that I got this book from a Half Price Books like 4 years ago. And when I bought it, I didn't know that it was the second book in a series. And so I was never able to read it, and I never even got the first book. Well, I ended up getting, actually I can just grab it real quick. I ended up ordering Dial A for Aunties on Amazon last month because it was only like $6 brand new. It was on sale, and this is the first book to this book. And so I was like, I have to read this book. So I ended up getting the first book, literally read this in 2 days. It was so good. I rated it 4 stars. It was the cutest, funniest, just like, it made me laugh out loud. Like, it was such a cute book. So I then immediately moved on to this because, like I said, it's been on my TBR shelf for like 4 years, and I just need I need to get it off my TBR shelf, but I also really did enjoy the first book, so I was like, I'm gonna enjoy the second. And so I'm almost done with it. I only have like 100 pages left, maybe less than that. And I'm not liking this one as much as Dial A for Aunties, but it's still really cute. So if you don't know, this whole series is about these 4 aunts to this younger girl. Well, one's the mom and then 3 are aunts, but there's this girl named Meddy, and her 3 aunts and her mom are like absolutely crazy. I don't even know how to explain them. Like, they all have kind of different personalities, but they're all like crazy, just like Chinese, Indonesian. This whole series is about Chinese, Indonesian families, and I did not think that that's something I wanted to read about because I'm not, you know, like I don't have any of that in me, and so I never thought that I would like connect with that culture. But it's just so good. It's about a family that basically tries to cover up a murder at a wedding. That's what the first book is about. And honestly, the second book is kind of about the same thing, but it's just about 3 aunties and a mom and the daughter trying to cover up a murder that happened on accident. And it's really funny, and it's just the cutest thing ever. So yeah, I've kind of like binge read the first book and this one. I think it's been 4 days now, and I'm about to finish this one. So I'll have read 2 books in 4 days, which is crazy. But yeah, this is what I'm reading right now. I'm so excited to finally put both of these on my shelf. And yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get McDonald's for lunch. It's currently 12:10. So I think that I'm gonna go get McDonald's, watch some YouTube because I feel like I have a lot to catch up on. And then yeah, we'll just see where the day takes us. I kind of want to do some more spring cleaning in this video. I guess this is kind of turned into like a few days in the life, but I kind of want to do some more spring cleaning. And yeah, I hope you guys stick along for the ride. And yeah, just a reminder, enter your Goodreads giveaways because I never thought I would win something, and I did. So enter them. We're just gonna, I guess, continue on with the video. I don't know when I'll talk to y'all next, but hopefully very soon. It is the next day. I'm about to go to Goodwill. I need to look for a graduation dress for my sister's college graduation. And so I just want to go to Goodwill first and see if they have anything. I have found a lot of my like special event outfits at Goodwill. I feel like a lot of people look down on Goodwill just because, I don't know, because it's used and you actually have to like do a lot of looking, which I'm fine with doing. I just feel like a lot of people would rather get something new, which is also completely fine. But I have found that I can find some really good dresses and like summer clothes and like festival clothing at Goodwill. So we're gonna go check and see what they have. We'll obviously look at the books too, even though I just know there's not gonna be any good books at my Goodwill because there never is. I've got my bag that my sister sewed for me. And so we're about to go to Goodwill, and then once we get back, I'm gonna give y'all what month are we in? April reading wrap up. I was gonna do a full separate video for this, but those videos never do good on my channel, like separately. So I think I'm just gonna put it in this video. I've read like 7 or 8 books this month, and today's the last day of the month. So we'll either do that today or I'll either show you all my wrap up today or tomorrow, but I've read a good amount of books and I've loved like every single book I've read this month. So we'll talk about all of that once we get back, but we're going to go to Goodwill. And then I think on the way home, I'm going to stop and get a fountain drink because I haven't eaten yet and it's 1 p.m. So I want to make some pasta. The way that I just looked down and realized I never stopped my watch from earlier whenever I went on my walk. So it says it's been going for 1 hour and 33 minutes and I've burned 338 calories. Oh my God. Well, my watch is going to think that that's like the best workout I've ever done. And I've really just been like laying on the couch since I got back. So that's great. But yeah, we're going to go to Goodwill. It literally said exercise goal achieved. Well, obviously. We're gonna go to Goodwill. I'll take you guys along with me, and then we're gonna come home, eat some lunch, and I might give y'all my reading wrap up. It is actually the next day. I did not end up getting anything at Goodwill, which is why I did not talk to y'all again, because I didn't have any sort of haul or anything. So it's the next day, and I'm gonna give y'all my April reading wrap up. I have my laptop right here with my Notion up so I can look at all the ratings that I rated everything. I read 7 books in April, which is also how many I read in March. I'm off to like a really good start this year. I normally don't read that many books. Usually it's like 4 or 5 books a month, but I'm kind of in the opposite of a reading slump right now. All I want to do is read. I don't know what you would call that, but I'm happy about it because I'm finding some really, really good books. I read like all amazing books in April, so I'm excited to talk about them. And we're just gonna start at the very beginning. So the first book that I read was Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I think that's the author. Yeah. This is the first book in a series that I had never read before. I don't know what the series is called. It may be like Spark of the Everflame series, but this book kind of reminds me of Powerless. There's a girl named DM who grew up as a mortal, and in this world, I feel like every other fantasy book, the Descended, which are the people with the powers, and the mortals are kind of separated. They're not really like fighting each other, but they keep, their separate like ways. And her mom ends up going missing, and her mom was a healer for the king. She was like, it was kind of rare, like a mortal tending to the king. It was like a weird situation going on, but her mom ends up disappearing, and she overhears a conversation before her mom disappears with one of the king's, I think, nephews. And it kind of just makes her really suspicious. Like, why did my mom go missing? She ends up meeting up with that guy and is like, what did you do to my mom? And he lives in the palace, like he has powers. And so she kind of ends up taking over for her mom and like caring for the king in his final days as a healer. And she ends up getting a little bit closer with some of the people in the castle and learning some new things. And it's really, really good. I ended up giving this book a 4 stars. It was a really good start to a new series. And yeah, it was really good. The next book that I read was a new release, and it's Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. I say new release. This came out a few months ago, but I still count a few months ago as a new release. This book was so good. This was the second book to Heartless Hunter. If you're in like Europe, or maybe it's just Australia, I think it's called Crimson Moth. But yeah, this is the second book to Heartless Hunter, and I didn't love Heartless Hunter. I think I rated it like 3.5 stars, but it was good enough to where I really wanted to read this one. So I got this one and ended up loving this book more than the first one, which is crazy. I feel like, no, I guess I do. There are some series that I like the second or third books more than the first one, but this is a witch hunter book. This might be one of the only books that no, that's also a lie. I was gonna say this may be one of the only books I've read that has like witches in it, but that's such a lie because there's witches in like Throne of Glass and ACOTAR and stuff. But this is just based on a society that hates witches, and there's witch hunters, and the witches are trying to outlive them and survive, and it's just so good. I ended up loving this book so much more than the first, so I gave this a 4.5 stars. It was very close to a 5-star. The next book that I read was also a new release, and that was Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the last book in the Fearless trilogy, and this was also a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I will say that the first book, which was Powerless, still is my Powerless still is my favorite in the series. Look at how thick this book is. I think I had a little bit of a issue getting into this book because of how thick it was, and it's not just because of this book. I feel like that with every thick book. I mean, I think this is like, how many pages was it? 600, 700? It was almost 600 pages. And I do think that it wrapped up nicely. Okay, I'll just say that. The series did wrap up nicely. There were lots of twists and turns. It wasn't my absolute favorite. I think I ended up giving this 4 stars. Yeah. I was really surprised that I liked Rebel Witch more than Fearless, but that's just how it worked out. I think that a lot of the characters ended up having like one of the tropes, not tropes, but one of the issues for me in this book was that every single character, I feel like, had a different relationship with someone else than what we thought they did. Like everything just got kind of jumbled in the end. And although I think it ended in a nice way, I just think that some of the stuff that was included in this wasn't necessary, and it got kind of like crazy. But either way, I still really liked it. It was a good ending. I think there might be one more novella coming out. I think she may have said that. I'm not sure, but either way, 4 stars. The next book that I read was Fate of the Sun King, which is is it the 3rd book? Yeah, it's the 3rd book in the Artifacts of Uranus series by Nisha J. Tooley. I really loved this series, you guys. I don't remember, this is what's funny about series to me, is like once there's over 3 books, like anything 4 or more, I start to like jumble all of the books together. The only books I really remember are like the first and the last. So the second and third, I'm gonna be so honest, I don't have a lot of like recollection of reading. I did give this a 4 star, so I definitely liked it a lot. But I've talked about this series in other videos, but it's just about a girl who grew up in a prison. She was like wrongly imprisoned because she was actually the descendant, she was the heir to the heart throne. She was the heart queen, but there were a lot of people in the world that didn't want her to be the heart queen, and so she was put into a prison with her siblings, and the whole story is basically about her getting out and trying to reclaim her long lost like heritage and throne and crown, and it's really, really good. So I gave that one 4 stars, and then after that I immediately went into the last book of the series, which was Tale of the Heart Queen, and I'm not going to go into detail about each of these books because I kind of just explained the whole series, but I ended up giving this one 4 stars as well, which honestly I feel like I could lower that rating a little bit. It took a lot for me to get through this book. I don't even know why. I think I was just really tired of reading this series. Like it was a lot of reading this series, like not back to back to back, but I think I should have taken another break in between reading the 3rd book and then the last one. So I rated this 4 stars, but I feel like it honestly could, I don't know. I think I was in a little bit of a reading slump whenever I was reading this, just because I didn't want to keep reading the same story, even though I really liked the story. I don't know how to explain that. I think I just needed like a refresher, like a romance book in between. So gave that 4 stars. Maybe it could be lowered a little bit to like a 3.5, 3.75. After that, I started Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto. This was the cutest book ever. For y'all who know the lore, I ended up getting the 2nd book, which we'll talk about in a second. I got this from a half price book like 4 years ago, and I didn't know it was the 2nd book in a series when I got it, and so it's been on my TBR shelf for like 4 years. I finally ended up getting this one, and I don't know why I put the series off for so long. I loved this book. I rated it 4.5 stars. This is like a comedy mystery, like I don't even know. So it's basically about these it's about a Chinese Indonesian family. There's a girl named Medi, and then there's her mom and the mom's 3 sisters. So like the girl's 3 aunts. And it's just their crazy life about trying to cover up a murder that happened at a wedding. Well, it kind of happened. No, it didn't happen at a wedding, but the body ended up getting delivered to this wedding that they're working, the mom and the girl and the 3 aunts. So they're trying to like cover up this murder, this dead guy that's at this wedding, and it's just really, really funny. Like I found myself laughing out loud multiple times, probably more than multiple times throughout this book. It was so good. It was just so cute, not what I expected. So if you want something to just make you laugh out loud and it's like a short, quick read, pick this book up. It is less than 300 pages. It's like 288 pages. I read this in 2 days. It was so cute, so good. I rated that book 4.5 stars. That is how good that book was. I then immediately, to get this book off of my TBR shelf after 4 years, jumped into the 2nd book, which is 4 Aunties and a Wedding. This is also centered around a wedding, but it's now Medi, the main girl's wedding. She's getting married in this book, while the first one was like a random person's wedding. She's getting married, and instead of a murder in this book, some kidnapping happens. Some kidnapping at her wedding happens. Like while her wedding is going on, her and her mom and her aunts are dealing with a kidnapping that they did, or multiple kidnappings, and this one wasn't as good. It very much gave the same vibes. I think I rated this one 3.5 stars. It was still a good book. I'd still recommend it. Same vibes, just not as funny to me. I don't know. I still loved absolutely both of these books, and I would rate them, but this was 4.5, this was 3.5. Yeah, I didn't even realize that we had made it through every single book that I read in April. I thought that I had one more, but I guess not. But those are the 7 books that I read. I had a really, really good month. The lowest rating that I gave was 3.5 stars, and that was to the 4 Aunties and a Wedding, but I still loved that book. So I had a really, really good month, and I'm hoping that May is just as kind to me. So I recommend literally every single one of those books that I just showed y'all. It was a really good month, you guys. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of this video. This video ended up being longer than I thought with like what I had planned to do in this video. I showed y'all my Goodreads book that I won. I did my reading wrap up, and then we went to Goodwill and like did some errands and stuff, which isn't that exciting, but I hope that y'all enjoyed the book parts of this video. Don't forget to like it if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more from my channel, and yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.